Okay, students, in this video we are going to learn about Africa, the second largest continent in the world. So first, before we proceed, we'll start with the introduction of this continent. So Africa, due to its enormous size, it is the second largest continent just after Asia. It has an area of 30.2 million square kilometer, that is including the adjacent island. It covers 1/5 of the world total surface area. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about Africa. We'll see the other point. The continent has 54 recognized sovereign countries, that including Madagascar and various archipelagos. So there are some adjacent islands along this continent. So including this, there are 54 recognized sovereign countries in Africa. So we'll see the history of Africa, how Africa came into existence, who were the explorers who discovered this continent, and their contributions as well. So we'll see the history first. We'll starting with the first point. So Africa is full of dense tropical forest and marshes, that is including it includes dangerous wildlife, especially wild animals and insects in this forest. And the plateaus are very steep in Africa. The northern part of the continents lay a vast Sahara desert. So on the northern part of this continent, there is a vast extensive driest desert of Africa. Then comes there is an absence of natural harbors, as its coastline is without any deep indentation. So due to the absence of deep indentation in the coastline, there is no good harbor in the natural harbor in the continent of Africa. And all this made Africa less known to the world for quite some time. For centuries, Africa was also known as the continent, or known as the dark continent. Okay, so you may be asked why Africa is known as dark continent, because for centuries this continent was not discovered due to dense tropical existence of the dense tropical forest, and due to the existence of the very steep plateaus, and the existence of the vast extensive Sahara desert, and due to the absence of natural harbor. So this can be the reason why Africa was not discovered for many centuries, and why it is known as dark continent. Now, very little was known about this till the middle of the 19th century, but Africa was known to the outside world only after the adventures of the great explorers, especially the Mungo Park, David Livingstone. So these are very important names, David Livingstone and Henry Morton Stanley. These were the three people who took the adventurous journey to explore the continent of Africa. Okay, now you can see the images of all these three great explorers. Mungo Park in the left hand side. In the left hand side you have left hand side, in the eastern side you. Okay, you can see the images of these great explorers. In the left hand side you have David Livingstone. In the right hand side you have Mungo Park and the Henry Morton Stanley. So these were the great explorers who explored the continent of Africa. Now moving on to the next slide, that is land and location. So here we'll be studying about the latitudinal and longitudinal extension, the water bodies that surround the continent of Africa, and other aspects. So a large part of Africa lies in the tropical region that extend from 37 degree north to 35 degrees south, and longitudinally it extends from 20 degree west to 52 degree east. So these are the latitudinal and longitudinal extension. So it means that it lies in both northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere. It also lies in the eastern hemisphere as well as in the western hemisphere. So this is important to note, that this important latitudes and longitude that passes through the continent of Africa, they are: the equator passes through the middle of the continent, Tropic of Cancer in the north, and Tropic of Capricorn in the south passes through this continent. So these are the four important latitudes that passes through the continent of Africa. Apart from this, Prime Meridian also passes through this continent, so which makes more special about this continent. Okay, so you can see the image of this continent. So the continent, the water bodies that surrounds this continent, like you can see the Atlantic Ocean. This side you have Pacific Ocean, Red Sea. Then in the upper side you have Mediterranean Sea, etc. These are the water bodies that surround the continent of Africa. Okay. Now moving on to the next slide. So Africa is separated from Europe by the Mediterranean Sea and from Asia by Red Sea. So this is important to note. So from Europe, Africa is separated by Mediterranean Sea. From Asia, it is separated by Red Sea. Okay, and it connects with Asia through a narrow isthmus of Suez. So Africa and Asia is connected through a isthmus of Suez. This is important to note. There is isthmus of Suez is a connecting border between the Asia and Africa. Now in the northern part, it is almost joins Europe at Gibraltar. So narrow Strait of Gibraltar separate it, that means in the narrow Strait of Gibraltar separate Africa and Europe in the north. So the Indian Ocean lies in the southern part or southeastern part, and the Atlantic Ocean lies in the west. So these are the water bodies that surround the continent. Then you have the southernmost tip of Africa is also known as Cape of Good Hope. You can look at this image here. This image. So this point is called the Cape of Good Hope here, southernmost tip of Africa. Okay, moving on to the next slide, that is the political division of Africa. Now, political division of Africa. So earlier, Africa was colonized by many, the one who came to this continent. They were the Britishers, French, Germans, and Belgians were the main the people who came to this continent and colonized this continent. Okay, till the latter half of the 19th century. Then what happened? They ruled for various part of the continent for a long period of time. Then they got freedom. So after the late 20th century, in the late 20th century, they got freedom from all these colonies and became independent nation. So today Africa has 54 independent countries, as I already discussed. These are all independent countries that got freedom, that is after the late 20th century. So physiographically, Africa can be studied in this way. The desert areas, Ethiopian highlands, mountains and plateaus, Great Rift valleys, plains and basins. So these are the important physical division that we are going to study in the continent of Africa. So first we'll be discussing about the desert areas. So desert areas, especially we are going to discuss about the Sahara Desert, Kalahari and Namib deserts. So Africa has extensive area under desert. So that is, the desert area covers 1/3 part of the continent. So the majority of the area of Africa is covered by desert, that is 1/3 part is covered by desert. Then African deserts are very hot and dry. They are very big in size. Then comes next point we'll see, that is the Sahara Desert stretches from northern part of Africa that borders the Atlantic Ocean, and the Red Sea covers 1/3 of the Africa. Okay, so major part of Africa is covered by Sahara Desert. So it stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the north and Red Sea, that is in the eastern border. Then comes to next point, that is it covers an area of 8.5 million square kilometer. It is the world largest hot desert that also lies in this continent. Okay, some of its important physical features that are found in this desert are erg, regs, hamadas and oases are the important physical features that can be seen in the desert of Sahara. So you can see the image of Sahara Desert here. Then we'll be discussing about all these important physical features one by one. What is reg, what is erg, what is hamada and what is oasis. So first we'll see what is reg. So regs are the extensive plains of sand and gravels in the Sahara Desert. Okay, so regs are the extensive plains of sands and gravels in the Sahara Desert. And what is erg then? So ergs are the areas of sand dunes that stretches for hundreds of kilometers at the height more than 300 meter above the sea level, and it covers an area of 20% area of the Sahara. Okay, now what are hamadas then? They are the elevated plateaus of rocks and stones that reaches height up to 3,353 meter. And lastly, what are oases? Oases are the pool of water, you can say a hub of water in the desert, often in the form of springs, wells or irrigation system. It covers 75% of the population that lives in the oasis. So majority of these the African people, majority of the population of Africa lives in these oasis or the water source in the desert areas. Okay, now you can see the images of all these landforms that is found in the Sahara Desert. This is erg, hamadas, regs and oasis. Okay, coming to the next point, that is the Kalahari and the Namib deserts. Now Kalahari Desert lies in the southern part of Africa. So, and it is an arid area as well as a semi-desert area of sand and dry up salt pans. So entire area of Kalahari is a semi-arid region, or some portion of the Kalahari is a arid areas that receive very less rainfall, less than 25 centimeter of rainfall. So and also it covers the majority of its area covers with a salt span. Okay, drier part of salt, the when water get evaporates, then salt gets deposited in the soil. That is what we call salt span. Now Namib Desert stretches along the Namibian coast and the western part of Africa. It is a bleak desert with rises to the height of 2,275 meter in some part. So it is a bleak desert, means without any vegetations, almost very few vegetations in this particular desert. Okay, so it is basically found in the Namibian coast and the western part of Africa. So we can also see this deserts in the map here. So there are many precious stones and minerals also found in these deserts, especially in Namibian deserts. Now you can see here the images of deserts. This is the Sahara Desert in the north. Okay, Kalahari Desert here, and along the coastal part we have Namib Desert. So these are the three important desert of Africa. So rest other topics we'll be discussing in the next video. Thank you.